What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, March 13th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, at Josh Engleman. That is where you'll get the updates to my sims as we get closer to lock. And then sign up for our lineup generator. 50% off your first week. It's going to be less than $5 for you. We generate all the lineups on the back end. We get rid of everything that stinks, generate contrarian lineups, chalky lineups, balanced lineups, lock players, export up to 20 lineups via CSV, all for less than $5 using the link in the description. Now, we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Buddy Hield, Jaren Jackson, Jalen Smith, Killian Hayes, and Kyrie Irving on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, we've got Anthony Edwards. He's shooting guard, small forward, eligible, 9K, projected for 47. The goal is 52. He's in the optimal lineup 25% of the time. Really nice spot here against Atlanta. Pace up in nature. Competitive matchup, only a 5-point line. Edwards plays 36 minutes a night. This much we know. 1.3 fantasy points per minute here. 29 real points on 33% usage. 6 boards, 4.5 assists, over 2 stocks. Great positional eligibility. Price works, matchup works, and we have plenty of room to pay up for guys today. Edwards is certainly one of the priorities. In at number 4, we've got Chris Duarte, shooting guard, small forward, eligible, 4,400, projected for 27.5. The goal's 29. He's in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. I gave him 30 minutes, but there's a lot of question marks for this team right now. No Halliburton, no McConnell, no Miles Turner, no Benedict Mathurin. Maybe, it's up in the air right now. He's questionable. No Buddy Hield. So 30 minutes here for Duarte. Around 0.9 fantasy points per minute in a matchup against the Pistons. That's obviously fantastic. The Pistons are missing a bunch of guys. All their best players aren't on the team right now. They just stink. So excellent spot to target the Pacers. You're going to hear about more Pacers and more Pistons as we move along. 23% usage for Duarte. 16 points, 5 boards, 2.5 assists, and a stock. Position works. Price obviously works. Gonna have to play a bunch. They don't really have much of a choice. Even at a lower minutes rate, we're gonna see Chris Duarte as one of the better plays for today. In at number 3, we've got Josh Okogie. He is shooting guard, small forward, eligible, 4,700, projected for 29. The goal's 30.5, and he's in the optimal lineup 32% of the time. Big time pace up spot here for Phoenix against Golden State. They gained 2.3 possessions over their average. It's a competitive matchup, only a 4.5-point line. Obviously, Kevin Durant isn't going to be in for this one, so I think we continue to get standard issue starter minutes from Okogie. He's a 0.9 fantasy point per minute guy, 14 points, 6.5 boards, maybe a little over an assist, 2 stocks. Again, price, MPE, getting shooting guard and small forward, gonna start for sure. There's just not a lot to worry about here. These are the types of plays, whether that's Duarte or Okogie, that just make everything else in your lineup work a lot easier. Big time jump up in tier here to number 2. That's Andrew Nemhard. Point guard, shooting guard eligible, 4,900, projected for 33. The goal's 31.5. He's in the optimal lineup 40% of the time. Nemhard, when Halliburton and McConnell aren't on the floor, completely different player. Massive usage bump. Massive assist rate bump. He's a fantasy point per minute guy here against Detroit. 14 points, 7.5 assists, almost 4 boards on 21% usage, plus a stock and a half. He is not priced for the role that he has today, particularly in this matchup against the Pistons. I mentioned it before. I'm going to mention it again. You see it on the screen here. Scan that QR code or hit the link in the description. 50% off our lineup generator. If you're trying to get better at DFS, you want to try something out with very little cost attached to it, you see it $448. That's what it's going to cost you for your first week. If you don't like it, you can just bail after that. But takes our projections, we generate the lineups, we get rid of the crappy ones, and we let you pick from everything else. It's worth the shot at $448. That's a coffee at Starbucks, a beer at the bar. You're going to waste $4.48 in many different ways in your life, but this one could actually make you more money. Finally, my number 1 contender today, assuming he starts, is going to be Isaiah Jackson. Power forward only, which makes no sense because he's going to be the starting center. 4,600 here for Jackson, projected for 34. The goal is 30. He's in the optimal lineup 48% of the time. He's like a 1.2 to 1.3 fantasy point per minute guy here against Detroit. I gave him 26 minutes. If you want to give him slightly less, he's still one of the best value plays. Could play more. They just don't have a ton of bodies right now for the Pacers. 20% usage, 14 points, 8 boards, an assist, and 3 stocks. I have no idea why this guy doesn't have center eligibility. He's a center basically only. There's no real scenario where he's power forward at all. But for today, that flexibility allows you everything when it comes to Jackson. Power forward, 2 different spots at 4,600 instead of just center, getting locked into only one guy. Can't beat this one today. Even if he doesn't start, he's an incredible play. But assuming he does, Isaiah Jackson is your number 1 contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, March 13th. DraftKings version is around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. We're back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.